Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today on Life Redesigned, we are going to be talking about how much your favorite YouTuber makes and why their motivation might not be in your best interest. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this is an international edition of Life Redesigned as we are here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. We are at Centennial Park, and wow, this view here is amazing. And I'll tell you, I couldn't pick a better spot to answer some viewer questions. And one of the ones that came up immediately over the past week is, well, Bob, Carrie, what is the motivation behind these YouTubers? Why are they selling out so fast? And how much money is actually being made? Because nobody wants to cut it to them straight. Well, we're going to break down that wall yet again. And we're going to tell you exactly what the motivation, and maybe you can understand a little bit behind the mentality of these videos. Now, before we get started, Carrie and I want to make something abundantly clear. We do not have a problem with people making money on YouTube. In fact, we make money through similar channels. We just prefer to do ours in a more honest way. If you appreciate that type of truth and that type of honest content, well, you can subscribe to the channel. If you don't, maybe this video isn't for you. But we're going to start with the small, we're going to end with the biggest one. Some of these are going to shock you because you may think you know, but I can assure you, you don't. Now, the analytics that we're about to give you and the dollar amounts we're going to give you is RV content specific. If you're in this genre, then it will make a lot of sense and you'll understand what this genre does. If you're a gamer or you're a news channel or something like that, I'm quite sure the revenue on that platform or that genre is way bigger. And it just is what it is. But we're going to break down the stuff that we have heard from other YouTubers who have 200,000 plus subscribers, and our experience coming up as well. We're going to start from the small, the smallest one right off the bat.
Google AdSense. So
Google AdSense, for those of you who don't know, is basically if you've reached the 1,000 subscriber mark and you've hit 4,000 watch hours, a feat that's not easy to do when you're the ant in the land of giants, you make ad revenue. And that ad revenue, for instance, we'll give you off our latest video, had 25.5 thousand views. As of the time of our pulling up, we made $53. And now if you multiply that by somebody who has a channel of 163,000, 140,000, you know, whatever, you can see the views there. And that doubling, tripling, it is easy to say that a good portion of those videos from those large channels are getting them about $100 to $150 per video. Not bad, but still not great.
No.
If you're a content creator and you've poured your heart into a video and it's taking you 8 hours to make a video and you're making $100, you might not be too happy about that. But that's okay. Because the next step up might help you a little bit. Merchandise. So if you are selling merchandise on YouTube, well, congratulations on your t-shirts. You're probably netting about $4.50 to $5 just based on the companies that offered us merchandise. And mugs you make about $2.50, stickers you make about $3, but you can see it's a sizable thing, especially if you constantly are changing up merchandise ideas. Number 3, and that's a small portion. Number 3,
live streams.
Live streams, and this is where your audience really gets to basically reward you for being you. You hold a live stream. Now, we know people that have massive audiences, and their live streams, they don't hide it. They'll make about $2,000 to $3,000 in a live stream. The average is about $200 to $400, depending on your audience. If you're under that, you know, big giant thing. So it may be less. You may make $10 on a live stream. We personally don't do that many live streams, but you get the idea. Live streams are a nice way for you to connect with your audience, and it's a nice way for them to, you know, they feel like, hey, you've helped them out, so they'll tip you, and and you'll see a lot of YouTubers will do live streams quite on a regular basis because it's a great revenue source. So the next one,
affiliate links.
Now this one is a step up from live streams, because if you have an audience and you have a great relationship with the company, you can have what's called affiliate links. And we'll use ours with RecPro as an example. RecPro has been a great company for us to partner with over the years. They started with us when we had 500 subscribers. We did a video on one of their products that we purchased, and they offered us an affiliate program because they liked the content that we were putting out. So with that, with our RecPro link, for instance, and this is about the norm across the board, you get a 5% discount, which congratulations for you. And our end, we get 3% of your sale. So if you spend, say, roughly $1,200, we get somewhere around $41 to $50 on that. That's not bad, especially when you have a huge audience that hangs on everything you sell.
Yep.
That's how they're making money. And this goes across the board. And like I said, 3% is about average. I've seen them as high as 6%. We've been offered one that would give us about 10%, but we weren't interested in their product. We'll save that for later. Next one.
Patreon.
Patreon. Okay, now this is a big one. Patreon is where you can join and pay your favorite YouTuber for creating content specifically for Patreon. You become part of their family through their circle of friends or whatever you want to call it, and you pay a monthly subscription. This is where, off of YouTube, this is where the bulk of YouTubers are making money through subscriptions to their channels. A lot of behind the scenes content, a lot of stuff. They call them producers. You get a credit, you get your name at the end of the video, and there, believe me, there's a lot of people that thrive to have their name on the back end of somebody's video, simply because they paid $5, $10, some of these are $20 a month. It's insane. Next one.
Free products.
Free products. Now this is where it starts to get interesting from here on out. This is where the big money's made.
Yeah.
Now Carrie and I, in our small channel, we started, basically our biggest channel breakthrough was on rattan e-bikes, and we bought our e-bikes because, well, we wanted an alternative to electric, because at the time electric during the pandemic couldn't get the bikes to us.
No.
So we bought these rattan bikes because they were next in line as being recommended. We did a video review on them because there wasn't much there, and next thing you know, boom, I've got every electric bike company on the planet offering to send us a free bike. These bikes retail anywhere from $700 to $2,000, and I'm proud to say that we didn't take one bike. Why? Because we can only ride one bike at a time apiece. So, you know, and eventually Carrie did trade her rattan e-bike in for electric bike,
Yep.
which we paid for, and did not accept free product from that company either. And this is where it gets interesting, because we watch these YouTubers and we know them just like you do. Let's not, you know, pretend that we don't. These YouTubers take those products, they do their video to meet their requirements for the free product, and then they turn around and sell it. And they're selling it for like 10% off of retail. We see the YouTube
Yeah.
people all the time on Facebook and Craigslist hawking this stuff. So with that free product, you know, there comes, to get that free product is going to come into our next line on what they have to do to get that free product. What's next?
Sponsorships/brand ambassador.
All right, so this is going to be a two-parter for you guys. Sponsorships are huge, and sponsorships are everything that covers that paid promotional thing at the front of it. Well, if any video from a YouTuber who's being honest about what they're selling. Now, Carrie and I have been offered sponsorships from, we call them the Big Five, that have covered everything in the RV community. One reason that we have turned down sponsorships from the big companies is because, well, when we started getting offered all these sponsorships, we started doing research. And one thing that really ate at us was that these companies that were offering to sponsor our little tiny channel had sponsored these big channels. And when we started reviewing and looking into which sponsorships we wanted to sign on with, we noticed something very quickly. They all had the same talking points, they all had the same scripts. They may have flip-flopped the sentences around, but it was all the same stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all making the same claims. When Carrie and I dug a little bit deeper into these products, and we'll consider internet as a perfect example, we watched all the glampers and all the nomads out there promote nomad internet. So once we were ready to sign on, because who doesn't want to be sponsored by an internet provider, we started doing a little research, and it didn't take but 3 mouse clicks to find out that everybody hated this company. These people were not sending out products, they weren't delivering what they advertised, and all these talking points about it being a one-stop solution clearly was not true at all. And then we found out how much they were making. Now, some of these contracts, not just Nomad, but just internet companies total, depending on your audience, can be anywhere from $250 all the way up to $1,000 per video. Now you put that out there and you're putting 2-3 videos out a week and you're promoting a product, whether or not you believe in it, you're promoting it, you're making a substantial amount of money, and you don't care. And proof that you don't care about the people who are getting screwed by the sponsor was that they would reach out to you guys, the channel creators, and go, hey, they're not delivering as promised, and you'd be like, hey, we have nothing to do with the company. Then when that particular company went under, they all came out and just basically said, hey, we're not doing business with them anymore. Well, they're not doing business with them because they were out of business. And then they move on to the next one, and that's the cycle repeats itself. Now, brand ambassadorship is a whole nother thing that we're seeing quite a bit. And brand ambassadorships basically give you lots of perks. You're basically, for all intent purposes, an employee of the company at that point. Now, we've watched this with everybody from RV reviewers all the way down to just the normal channels. They sign on with the company, they put their logo on, and they tell you how great the product is. Then when the company gets sued and they make national news, they step away from that company, they go rogue for a while, and then as soon as the heat dies down, they're right back with that company, probably being promoted by them again. But these things can be everything. From rigs, we've seen a lot of free rigs. And, you know, if we're getting offered this, just this tiny little channel, imagine what that big channel's doing. $20,000 solar packages. We're seeing $50,000 to $100,000 RV units. And that's basically, you know, how do you know if your YouTuber is being honest? Well, for the most part, if you see a sponsorship, you have to do the research. See what they're promoting and what their reasoning is for. If they are constantly giving you the same spiel as everybody else, or coordinated ad attacks, which is basically a whole bunch of people within their circle being promoted by a company, and we'll use, say, RV Company A, who's a new to launch RV company and promotes everybody on the planet, and they all come out with the same talking points, and they're all buying the same style rigs. And we've seen this with Redesigned, we've seen this with Winnebago, and I'm not going to go into the latest rounds, but you're around there and you're doing it. So that brings us into, okay, once they're making all this money, so what does that have to do with anything? They make some money, right? Well, here's the thing. As I said before in previous videos, if you're in a job that you don't like, you'll continue to do that job if you're paid well, because, well, money is money, right? And now it's becoming even more competitive as the sponsorships start to dry up because this segment's oversaturated. So they're coming out with more clickbaity titles, more things to do before you type on that keyboard that, hey, we're YouTube haters. No, we're not. Now, again, as we said at the forefront of this video, we don't have a problem with anybody making money on YouTube. And if the right sponsor comes along who we believe in their product, we believe in their message, and we're not treated as just another revenue source for them, we may sign on. We do have affiliate links because, well, people want to know, and there's people have asked us to do this. Through all our stuff, for full transparency, ad revenue, Carrie and I make about $150 a month on YouTube, and we make on Amazon anywhere from about $200 to $250 a month. That's it. We're putting out about 8 videos a month at the current level that we're keeping up at, and it is what it is. I've got money tied up in cameras and computers and all kinds of memory cards, and you name it, we've got it in there. But we also try to promote everything in a fair and ethical manner because integrity to us is important. Now, if your YouTuber is promoting everything under the sun, you may want to ask yourself, well, are they being that honest? If you're using a clickbait title that everybody's quitting RV life, your second time that you've done this video, and it's all a presentation to prevent laundry soap to people, then maybe you're not that person that should be speaking up for things. And believe me, as much as you guys go, hey, we don't fall for this, we don't. Well, there are a lot of people who do. You put your faith into a channel.
We did it. We have.
We have. Put your faith into a channel and you believe their recommendations. If someone you've been watching for 5 or 6 years tells you that Nomad Internet was the way to go, and again, I'll use them as the latest thing, that Nomad Internet was the way to go, you're not going to bother looking up reviews because, wow, your favorite glamper told you this is what you need.
Right.
And they're making a ton of money off of this because, and then just move on to the next one. And we've seen this for everything from somebody throwing their Starlink in the trash
Twice,
and probably their third time when they get
find something new.
Yeah, and now, you get the point. I'm probably rambling at this point because, well, this stuff kind of infuriates me. There's some hard-working, hard-loving, and passionate people that we met through YouTube, both as creators and both as, well, subscribers. And those people deserve to be treated with integrity and honesty. That's our motivation. The best part about YouTube is you're free to subscribe to a channel. You're free to unsubscribe to a channel. Hell, I don't want anybody to be around that doesn't want to be around, but we appreciate you and the fact that you took the time to watch this video. If you feel that we're being too harsh, let us know in the comments below. If you think that we should be a little more critical of this, or as a community we should all be more critical of the ones that do this, also sound off. That all being said, okay, if you are watching a YouTube creator and you are able to see past all this and you still enjoy their content, continue to enjoy their content.
Yeah.
We're not telling you to unsubscribe. We're giving you a look behind the curtain as to what the motivation may or may not be for that particular YouTuber.
You're trusting their experience. They've been on the road full-time 3-5 years or more. You're trusting their experience, and when they're hawking something that they haven't even opened the box to,
and that happens
that's a problem.
quite often. Follow some YouTubers on their personal accounts,
Yeah.
Facebook and whatever, and you'll see the lithium batteries that have been unopened, the bikes that have been unopened because they got two. You get it,
And it's
whatever.
terrible.
Now, again, that's all I got to say.
That's it.
From beautiful Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, I am
Ooh,
Bob,
I'm Carrie.
and this has been Life Redesigned International. We'll catch you in the next one.